Hey guys, Brian Wright here again. Just want to talk about deadlifts as a variation for some of the strength work that you can do in this program. We have a lot of squat work. I feel like that's a total body, core down type movement. It just activates so much musculature that it's worth doing. A deadlift is really a reverse squat. Instead of taking weight and descending and then taking back up, from a higher position on your frame, a deadlift takes the load from the lower position and you ascend up, and then of course control lower it down. Although that control lower it down is a little bit of a misnomer because you're not really going to go as slow as possible, especially with the bumpers that we're going to use today. Most people on a deadlift run into problems not on the up but on the down because they're going too slow, on the eccentric side of those things. I'm going to go over real briefly two variations of a deadlift that work really well. Now for those of you that have a strength training background are probably familiar with the deadlift as a strength exercise. I'd encourage you to really load it up and use it within this program. For those of you that might be working at home, really primarily relying on kettlebells, the deadlift is a little tough to do with kettlebells because the load is just not going to be high enough for these big muscles here in the back. Kettlebell swings, kettlebell snatches, those certainly are going to load that posterior chain, especially with that eccentric force, but you're going to get a big conditioning aspect of it and lose some of the strengthening aspect of it. The first deadlift I'm going to show you is a traditional deadlift. You need to be able to treat it just like a squat, getting into a squat position, maybe a little narrower, pulling that bar in pretty close, and get down into a flared knee position so you're not sitting on your femurs, but flared knee position, chest up high into a neutral spine, and come up in one motion. So just like a squat, you'll notice that pretty much stays the same. I want to use my quads, not just my glutes and hams. To come back down, I'm just going to let it come back down. Once it hits my knees, I don't want to try to control that weight so much. Even with metal plates, don't be afraid. Nothing's going to happen to them. So here I am, good position, chest up, neutral spine. Strong and hard. Good position up top. Don't finish here. Good and strong. Okay? If I want to go for a sumo deadlift, you open that up a little bit more. You might reverse your hands, one over, one under, alternating sets. Maybe you go double overhand grip, whatever's more comfortable for you. Same general idea. Good low squat. Strong and hard. Drive it up. Good posture. Right there. Now, a Romanian deadlift might be a good choice. That's typically what you end up doing a little bit more when you have a kettlebell. Takes knee flexion out of it a little bit. With a barbell, with that load, we want to be able to use the most amount of musculature we can.